What is up guys, welcome back to the Gaming Bros and welcome to this sort of after video of the stupidity thing. Well, not stupidity thing, but the showing how, things are done in wrestling. There's been a lot of requests on bringing back the basically the day in the life videos. I haven't really got time to do day in the life videos, and to be honest, it's not exactly easy. And the other thing is that some of the stuff I wouldn't be able to record, mainly being at the job centre, only enough all the fucking time. Wow, once a fortnight. And half the time GC Chris wouldn't be able to be recorded in cancer research because of, well, not a place that you should be recording. I wish people wouldn't bang doors when I'm recording. But basically can't really record him whilst he's, well, it's not really, well, it's work because he's near enough fucking in every day. But he volunteers his time at cancer research in a shop, so don't think it's necessary to film in there. Plus it means when customers come in I have to censor their face, and I can't really do that with the necessary crappy video editor I've got. Plus it's not really the right environment to try and record in as well, so the only times we will record is when we're at grandparents on a Sunday. Again, as you will notice when I eventually get the Conversation Gaming Talk episode 3 edited and uploaded, I'm hopefully going to get uploaded by Friday. I'm not 100% sure because at the moment I've got other videos rendering right now and preparing to upload. But this one should be up either, well, this one will be up on Thursday. I'll make sure of that, alongside with Quake episode 4, which basically I've started episode 2 now in the game, so that's pretty good. But in this video I want to talk about a little bit of, well, I guess I'm going to call it an update as well as talking about the video that went up couple of days before this one. Well, obviously when this was uploaded, when I recorded this, it was a day before. And yes, it's still there, the red marks on the forehead, which this webcam can never pick up anything. It's there. I was asked by Jeff Music Man, thank you very much, to show him, well, he was intrigued on how blood was performed in wrestling. Again, if you're watching WWE, yeah, that's fake as shit. You can tell by the colour. Sometimes it's like too light, and blood doesn't really bubble, if I'm honest. But you've noticed how back in the Attitude Era, you can tell it was real blood because it wouldn't stop bleeding. And Eddie Guerrero's, how we say, in the business they call it juicing themselves, and I can see that. Yeah, Eddie Guerrero on that day, I think it was Judgment Day 2004, him versus JBL. JBL hit him with a steel chair, because there was no announcers, because, well, JBL was thrown over the table into him, so it sounded a lot louder. But to be honest, I think JBL did actually hit him quite hard. But the result afterwards was that he picked up a blade and consistently bladed himself to bring the blood out. And to be honest, I think at that time he was addicted to painkillers, so I'm guessing he had a lot of aspirin as well in his system, which if you have aspirin and you cut yourself, you'll bleed quite a lot. I've only found out once, though I'm not really one to take aspirin because it affects my stomach. But in saying that, yeah, you can see the way it was just gushing out of his, the cut on his head, it was just gushing everywhere. That's called juicing yourself. I've done that a couple of times. It is dangerous, and And I guess if Eddie Guerrero was still alive today, God rest his soul, he was a guy that I really looked up to, going into wrestling. You know, and one of the reasons I took 6 months out to take a break, because I was having heart strain at the time. Anyway, yeah, he would say, and most other wrestlers would say, that juicing yourself is not a good idea because you lose quite a lot of blood and you get a bit shaky and disorientated, and from my personal experience you can pass out from a loss of blood, and twice I have, and twice I've really done damage to my skull. Well, the actual forehead area, and the second time I did it was, I don't really like talking about it because it was during the time where I first had a proper girlfriend and had a 4-week relationship that ended by her cheating on me, and that's when the downhill started to happen. I won't mention names because you're not allowed to. I do know that she doesn't watch these videos because she's too busy getting too much in her, and basically when that happened I lost control of myself. Basically I went through a downward spiral where every time I went to do wrestling I would come up with more ways to put more damage to my body, and it got to that point where a lot of wrestlers would go, yeah, well, we got addicted to painkillers. Well, I got addicted to pain, and something I don't like to admit, but again, something that fit in the wrestling but ruined my character, basically. Yeah, okay, my character was hardcore. I had to do things hardcore, but a lot of times my personal life came into my storyline and ruined it. Hardcore Lee was supposed to be this hardcore extreme wrestler who was fun going and just take no shit off of anybody and get battered and bled a lot. And it turned out that it hit into a very bad, depressing storyline. Like, a lot of wrestlers in that little group we had were getting a bit fed up. They were trying to help me, but at the same time I was in a downward spiral. I wasn't going to get out of it anytime soon. Occasionally a lot of them that worked for me near enough got hurt, and a lot of them, not near enough a lot of them, but all of them that did work with me, and all the backstage drama stuff, well, people that wrote the not scripts but like storylines, like, oh, you're versing him tonight, blah blah blah, the finish is going to be you winning, you do this, and then you work out what you want to do. All the camera crew, which was 2, even the manager, the one that was running it, I remember going through that downward spiral, having real bad fights with him, and near enough it could have really ended it there, but he understood that what I was going through, because he went through the exact same thing before he decided to become a manager of our little group. But he was not happy the way I was. I was really out of control. My alcohol abuse was getting a lot worse. I was turning up like, an hour late, and I was just really out of it, not out of it like drunk or anything. I was just turning up, I get told, right, you're facing him tonight and you're winning, and basically I didn't have the drive in me. That's what I mean by out of it. I was just like, yeah, okay, whatever. That's how bad the depression got to me at that point. A lot of people don't like talking about it, but I think in a way it does help if you do talk about it, because you get it off your chest, shit you've been through, and that people can watch videos back and think, shit, I've been through that. I can you know, whatever the word is, elaborate, or I know how that feels. Like, you know, I'm like, oh, so he survived this by doing this, and then they can sort of put their views across, and a lot of people will be looking at it like, okay, maybe one day it will raise enough awareness in depression that the government, you motherfuckers, actually realise that depression is not a lifestyle choice like being, I don't know how to put it. It's not like, I can't really put it into words what it, you know, it's not like choosing to do, you know, like SAT exams, your GCSEs and all that bollocks. It's not like that. It's something that's in you, that eats at you a long time in your life, and without any support, it really gets hard. And you know, 1 minute you get the support, and then it's just taken away from you like a whip of a switch. You know, and basically that's what happened quite a lot of times. You get your support, and it's taken from you because you're A, not doing this, you're B, you're not, you know, fit enough for that category, but you're still that. And basically a lot of stuff I've found out basically lost funding from the government, because the government don't give a shit. All they care about is taking the money from all the people that pay taxes and give it to well, basically to paying for more houses than they should have. And I mean, to be honest, I can actually sit here and say to whoever our fucking current Prime Minister is useless, all of them are shit, right? I can guarantee them, if they started to have to pay tax, and if they had to fucking live on the money we live on, i.e. job seekers allowance, and try and look for work in small areas, they ain't gonna cope. And yeah, they just sit there in London or wherever the fuck they are, or going on holidays every time. I'd fucking love to go on holiday, but wow, really? Would I love to go on holiday? No, I wouldn't. But the necessity is there. Like, they go on holiday so much more than I care to even have hot meals, or, you know, they can just get up and go, oh, I'm going on holiday, blah. Me, to be honest, I wouldn't go on holiday, but, you know, it would be nice to. And to be honest, me, I just love doing my videos, being stupid, being a show off, as I've always been since day one. You know, if you look at some of my old photos, I mean, I have got them on Facebook. I am doing a video with GC Chris, the Before We Were Famous videos, which one YouTuber does it, but he doesn't seem to be interested in picking us up because we're not big. You know, we're not like Jacksepticeye or anybody like that. No offense to him. I look up to Jacksepticeye in YouTube, and Nuji, I've never seen him on there either. But basically, well, I forgot what I was saying. Basically, fuck it, I'll do everything myself. So I gathered up a load of photos, and I thought if I put it together as a video and talk about what we've done at this time, and if and if you're already on my Facebook page and that, you'll probably see the photos. Me and my brother always got our arms way out. I mean, we were always shorts from a good young age. I mean, he done well in school and I didn't. I mean, that's the difference between me and Chris, GC Chris. He went through all school and got on with it and got good grades. Me, I was a little different. I mean, if I look at my dad and think about what he did, yeah, I followed in his footsteps, and I think he would be proud, but at the same time disappointed. To be honest, I really had this issue where they were teaching stuff in school that I couldn't be fucking bothered with. To be honest, I just was like, boring, you know. And I was in junior school, I was like classed. I mean, a load of my friends on Facebook and school friends would be like, yeah, I remember Dan used to be all the clown of the class. I used to make everybody laugh, and yet you get from teachers, oh, you used to like bite kids, and hit them and all that. I'm like, yeah, I used to bite them, really. And you get these kids that were in school with me going up to my mum and saying, oh, that I was a funny kid and all that. And yeah, I was. I never took anything serious in school. I think the majority, even I got to the point where the teachers were laughing that they couldn't put me in detention when I got to like high school. I was that funny, but I did get detention, trust me, because I took it a bit far sometimes. I never done my Welsh homework and got detention for that. Who cares? It's only fucking Welsh. I mean, no disrespect for people who are fluently Welsh, who speak the language and think it's great. No disrespect. I just don't understand other languages, and I was brought up by, appreciate other people's languages, but the basic language is English. Everybody talks it, so why be arrogant and just say, this is the best, this is that, and it's like, your opinion, I don't really mind. I mean, it comes down to it. You go to Japan and you go to a business meeting, they don't talk Japanese in front of you. They may talk Japanese to each other, but when it's in a big room and there's like a load of media attention and all that, yeah, they speak English. I mean, it's quite simple. I mean, my uncle even proved that in college one time. Soul Sams, please comment below and share your story. It's great to know that this actually happened. They had this Japanese exchange student, I believe it was, came over and he got the tutor trying to talk in Japanese to him, and then my uncle just walks up to him and was like, you do this to talking in plain English to this Japanese kid, and the tutor was like, you've got to talk in their language. I think the stupid thing is that he spent all his time trying to speak that guy's language. Okay, I guess it's respectful to learn the language, but to be honest, I think it's more respectful for learning their culture out there, not just their language. I mean, I'd love to go to Japan. The best place to go. It's where all most video games are made. Resident Evil's made there. Konami made Silent Hill, then ruined it. But still, they're more, how we say, disciplined out there. It's so peaceful. And you go out to Japan. I've never been. As I said, I'd love to go because I've watched a lot of videos. People have actually gone out to Japan. And once you're famous and known, and even if you're not, they actually come up to you in the airport to shake your hand and, welcome to Japan, They make you feel loved and they give you gifts, and it's like, why do you want, why would you give me gifts? But, you never say that to them because then you feel, I feel shit. But, again, it's like, one of the best places to go, I think. To be honest, I don't get why people that come from abroad go, oh, I love Wales, it's fucking fantastic. Cardiff is fine, not at night. Bridgend's supposed to be rough, but again, what I've seen of it is pretty good. You got lovely sceneries in some areas, but the problem is it's ruined by idiots like do knife crimes and stab people if you look them in the wrong way. Up here, it's forget it. Yeah, you got the lovely views, but you got all the other negatives up here. How the hell I got onto talking about this? I'm supposed to be talking about other stuff. Let's rewind back and forget about that. Where was I in school and shit? Yeah, always entertaining. Not only that, a lot of them said I had a kind heart. To be honest, I treat people the way they treat me. You either like me or you hate me, and if you hate me, then jog on. But I don't make anybody hate me. I get annoying, but you either live to love it or hate it, and fuck it. And it's got to that point that even these days where people like they see that you're different for something and they always continue on with it. It's like, I'm a YouTube gamer. Yeah, the odd times you go on my Facebook or you see me around, I do take the odd photos of buses because a lot of people, train spotters, they take photos of trains, and I didn't see the point in that. I got into, because I don't know why, it's just one of the things that just came up. I got into buses by hanging around the yards and learning about all the buses that come into the yard and the paintwork and everything. It's like something I just clicked. Like YouTube, it's clicked. Wrestling, it clicked. And to be honest, it was all entertainment at the time. And yeah, to this day, people still go, bus wanker. Wow, bus wanker. And I'm like, okay. You know, yeah, I get angry at it because it pisses me off, because I'm not just about taking photos of buses. I mean, you know, and if you look at it thinking, well, it's technically illegal, you need to look into it more. Definition of wanker means someone who masturbates a lot. Why in the hell would someone actually go and masturbate in the middle of the street, which is technically against the law, over buses? It would never work. That's my fight against it. But the thing that I was taught recently was, have you ever noticed that when they do start on you, they're miles away across the other side of the road, or a bit further away, thinking that, oh, we'll get him to chase us. You know, that's what they probably want. And at my age, well, I'm not that old. I sound old, don't I? My age, I can't run. No, the shit I've been through in my past, I ain't got time to run after the idiots who think I'm different and want me to chase them. Fuck it, if they want to get chased, we'll get Freddy Krueger and go around the town. It's a bit mean, isn't it? Fuck it, we don't care. Turn into Jason. Why not? Just walk around. Buzz wank. Dead. But anyway, I've noticed that, and a lot of people say, when they bully you, they say words, they're always a further distance away, expecting you to chase after them to get a reaction. Next time, you just stand up to them, you know, turn around if they're across the road. Because I've noticed recently, one walked right past me, and I was expecting, come on, say it to my face, say it to my face. Walked right past and quite further away, and just said it. I was like, yeah, you have to wait that far away to say it to my face. What, you that scared of me? So I was like, meh, forget about it. Then my friend of mine just said, look, just go out, just say, no point going up to him. Oh, hi there. No point going up to him. It's just like, turn around and just say, oi, come here, say it to my face. And he was like, guaranteed they will run or not come anywhere near you. They just laugh at you. And I'm like, okay. Tried it recently. I went, oi, come say it to my face. Not shouting, not having a go. And just say, oi, come and say it to my face. Like you normally would do. Laughed off. Run into a police officer and got himself into trouble. Well done. I didn't get into trouble because I wasn't shouting and effing and blinding. You were continuously going, and the police officer was just there. And, unfortunately, all he done was, oh, pack it in, don't do it next time, and slap on the wrist. Normally it'd be like, Aspo, go away. Which is a certificate in Moxra. Don't ask me why. But, no, I mean, it does work. People name call, blah blah blah. Just if you've noticed that they're further away, don't run after them and go, you fucking bastards, I'll murder you. Actually, that might work, but no, don't do it. Don't. I'm just saying. A lot of people think that and just do it. It's not a good idea. You'll get into trouble more than they will. The way to do it is what I found out now. It does work, and it makes you feel much better because you know for a fact they ain't gonna come up to you. And if they do, you go, right. Now you've earned my respect to come up to my face and say it. How do you feel now? And it's like, also makes me like, do you know this is so boring that I had to call you to come here today and tell me to my face what you want to name call me? That's just very boring. Don't you have anything else like is left in your life to do? And once you have a conversation, they think, oh well, we're not getting to. Yeah, it took me a while. I used to just turn around and say, oh fuck off, you cunt. But at that time, I was going through a lot. A lot of shit was pressurising me. I had left, right, centre, a lot of shit going on, and it just makes that one little thing you snap. Now I just laugh it off and go, well, you're not going to say it to my face. You ain't worth my time. It's just one of them. Anyway, back off for that. On to talking about a lot of people that want to learn and listen about wrestling. Again, a lot of people want me to do videos on performing moves. I think, oh well, Diamond Dallas Page was 30. I'm not having a go. Don't worry, person that said it. Diamond Dallas Page, yes, he was the oldest rookie that came into the business in WCW and WWF. Am I allowed to say that? Yeah. Okay. Basically, yeah, nowadays he did it. Most wrestlers like Terry Funk, who says they retire, still wrestling, and I say I've retired. There's a good reason why. It's because I want to focus my time on doing YouTube gaming. There's something that started me and my brother GC Chris off entertaining new fans and gaming. Wrestling was just a side thing that I wanted to do at the time because I was really into it, and there was no YouTube back then to think about it, so I had to do something instead of just sitting there playing video games. So I basically went into wrestling after doing stunts. Now, I think it was 18 months. I'm not going to go through the full detail. I will do a full length video on the actual book that's supposed to be coming out, but yeah, I think it was about 18 months when normal kids start walking. I was lazy. I started late, but still, I was playing air guitar with my uncle, known as Soul Sam's. I don't know if he remembers this. I do. Well, not really. I just told it by my mum and just was like, oh yeah. And I still, to this day, got the video case. I do have photos of it, and I need to go and bring the actual video case here and do a little video on it. Okay, basically doing air guitar, and if those who don't know what air guitar is, then get off my channel. No, I'm only joking. Everybody should know what air guitar is. Something that a lot of people were doing that couldn't afford guitars. It's basically pretend to play. Oh god, I lost my voice. It's basically pretending to play the guitar. It's called air guitar because you're playing guitar thin air. I was doing that. I'm pretty sure it's 18 months. My mum will probably tell you properly if she does watch my videos. She does. I'm amazed that she actually watched my gardening video and Daddy O Mick didn't fucking notice that people were taking a mick out of him. You're fired anyway, Mick. You're not doing the gardening. Me and GC Chris are taking over with the new, the GWO, the Garden World Order. No. Anyway, yeah, she will explain. Well, not explain. She'll just say how old I was. I'm pretty sure it's 18 months or something like that. Playing air guitar with my uncle Soul Sam's. Does have a YouTube channel, but doesn't have any videos yet. He'll probably comment about it, as I've asked him to comment before. Anyway, whilst playing air guitar, pissing about. Entertainer. Can't speak English. Entertainer already at this young age. I was always an entertainer when I was a baby, going, pulling my face, just looking like my dad, as my mum said. I got photos of them somewhere. I was like, I'm not up to nothing. Anyway, air guitar, pacing about, poof, fell over the back of the sofa, cracking my head, which has probably made me completely bloody mental these days. I'll take that. First hand injury, and I'll become mental the rest of my life. I don't remember much of this apart from my mum saying that I fell on the video case. I do remember vivid bits where this bloke that we named Uncle Ray, I think Ray Jones, used to live around the corner. And he used to live in somewhere near Mocktra, and he used to remember way before they put houses in there. So we were talking about he was quite old at this time when I was really young. And all I remember is getting in the car with him and going to the hospital. That's all I remember. Vivid flashbacks of that, or just vivid little memories of that. And I get told by my mum that I fell over the back of the sofa, cracked my head on the video case. And which one was it? Yep, that's right, my favourite video growing up. The Disney's Dinosaurs. Baby Sinclair, not the mama going, Nana mama. I'm not going to do the voice right now. You know what I mean. That one, if you haven't watched it, YouTube Dinosaurs and Baby, just put Baby Sinclair baby song and it will come up. I'm a baby, gotta love me. Anyway, who cares? It's so old and it makes me feel older. Anyway, that I think it was Dinosaurs 3 because in the UK we were released videotapes, and there were Volume 1, which had 2 episodes from Season 1, Volume 2 had a few mixture, 2 other episodes, and so on. I got full on Volume 3 videotape, and apparently I was told, don't remember fuck all, crawled out from behind the sofa. I don't even know if my uncle remembers, but my mum clearly does. Crawling out from the back of the sofa, stood up, hand on the back of my head, see blood in my hand, ow. Delayed reaction to pain, that's why I become a wrestler and stuntman. Stupid idea. How is looking at your hand, looking at blood, and saying, ow, a thing? I mean, normally, most kids would be like, crying. Not me, I fucking hurt myself to galore as a baby and never hardly cried. Plus, I was a lazy bastard baby. I used to sleep all night, apparently. So did somebody else that's in that photo behind me. She used to, go to sleep about, 7 o'clock and didn't wake up until 7 in the morning. See, that's the kind of children you want when you're grown up. Just make sure there's no involvement of social services and people who have a little issues with social workers where they tell them to pretty much lazier than me. I thought I was lazy. At least I tried. But I'm not going to talk about that because I can't. I'm not allowed to. And then people who want to know about it, I have to talk to you in private about it because I can't release shit like that over YouTube. Court procedure bollocks thing, not court procedure bollocks thing. Just court things. It went through all court, and I can't mention too much about what, and who, he, ha. All I can just say name and when born and that. Yeah, this is my. But I can't talk too much about it because private, as well as if I do, and get idiots on my door going, taking you to court because you're talking about this, that, the other. Yeah, I ain't fussed. Social services are wankers. They have this book that you have to stick to and nobody's ever seen. So basically, whatever parenting you did know, forget it as far as they're concerned, because they're God. They think, oh, well, you got to do this, you got to do that. And then when you do it, it's like, oh, you're doing this wrong. Fuck you. You fucking Gestapo bastard. Anyway, off that subject. So, yeah, I rushed to the hospital. But that little spray on your head where it numbs it, and then had stitching. So, yeah, that just progressed me to just stunt. And ever since then, I was just doing stupid things like jumping off sofas, jumping off walls. Became a stuntman. I think a group of my friends were noticing this when I was 7, or what friends I had. And there was this little group that was going around, I mean little, who loved wrestling but couldn't get into it because we were too young. There was a group of like people that were 7, 10, 11, up to, I think they were about, some of them were 15. So we had a little small group, set up a few wrestling shows at the age of 7, and that's when I started to really fuck my life up, basically. But I like to say, not that I hated every moment of being in there. There were some ups and downs in wrestling that I went through, and fuck, I had a good time. Whether I was in pain or whether I was knocked out, I enjoyed my time. Into first injuries, well, I injured my knee whilst playing around on a scooter, and cut up my knee, load of grit and shit in my knee because the fucking neighbours could never keep their bloody stone sort of front yard clear because they kept on pushing it into the road and onto the pavement. So your wheel on your scooter will hit that and you go flying. Crap. Rip my knee open. So they decided, because I was hobbling at that age, I think I was about 8, this is where I won my first belt. It was a hardcore title. In a really bad hardcore match that everything was thrown out the window that we were talking about. And they, one of the guys was like, right, okay, you got a bad knee. Fall for the table and we'll create your storyline that you buggered your knee that way. Me being an idiot. Alright, I'll do it. Fuck. Set the ladder up. Climb it. Guy punches me. Obviously, just like that. Ah! You know what I mean? It's just like because it's all open hand fist like that. So it impacts. So he hits me. I fall onto the right side of my leg through the table. Just a disclaimer: I was not a trained professional wrestler back then. None of us were. I went through wrestling without the training. So I was like 15, got into the training, and fuck, it was hard. Trust me. But anyway, fall for this table. Damaged my knee even worse. Possibly torn something, but I never figured it out. I was just in agony. Won the match, got my hardcore belt. And then I moved on to another group, which was a little better. That had a bit of money behind them. This one didn't really have any money. We were just wrestling for free. Well, a lot of people that were watching were thinking we were just throwing ourselves about like idiots. Well, yeah, we were. So, transitioned to another group with a few other different friends who were actually doing it for fun and money. A lot of them were just there for money. Now, I didn't get very much in this one because the owner was like, "You're fuck all. Why would I want you in my group?" And I was like, "Well, I got the hardcore title, you know, maybe I'll go for that." He's like, "No, alright." I got one shot at it, and I was told, yeah, I can't be arsed, you ain't gonna win, you ain't got the look, you ain't got fuck all. And I was like, well, I can take pain, but I don't give a shit. You know, and this is all bollocks backstage, which is talked about a lot in wrestling. Basically, he's like, well, I'm going to give you a tag team battle, we'll team you with this guy, and we'll pretend he's your father, blah, blah, blah. And at this time, let's just mention, I didn't know who my father was until recently. My dad left me at 2.5, but I'll talk about that another time. Cut long story short, they got this guy who was fucked. He was shit. Well, we managed to win the tag team titles once. And he came here, I was like, I want to progress my skills, and all he kept on doing was drinking, vomiting over people, and I was like, what the fuck is this show about? I mean, he put me with this idiot who's supposed to be a great wrestler, known for being drunk, and they put him as my storyline father. Great, take a dig at me. Yes, my dad was an alcoholic drug addict at the time, but fuck, why bring that into a little group of wrestlers? I think I was like 9, 10 at this time. And they gave me a tag team role. Okay, blah blah blah. Father-son tag team, yeah, even though he was my dad. And then it was coming to the point that we were coming up to the 5th title defense, and I was like 12, and he was like, sat down and talked to me and said he had an illness. He had alcohol poisoning, and he said he didn't have much time to live, and he sat with the owner, and we just sat there and said, right, what are we going to do? And he was like, well, I've just found out. He also said quietly, nobody knew apart from me and the owner and him, obviously, his doctor. He had a brain tumour, and it was really affecting him as well as the alcohol poisoning and stuff. And he was like, how are we going to break the storyline? And he was like, I'll be drunk and headbutt the turnbuckle, pass out, and I'll just leave. And it was like, well, we were just sitting there going, let's see if this works. And I was sitting there thinking, I've just got, what was it, 10, 2 years to know this guy, and when he's not drunk, he was sound. And he was like, yeah, no, I'm doing this because he ain't got a life and he wanted to be a wrestler, but he couldn't practice drinking, so they added it into his storyline. And it was like, I felt bad for him, even though I was pissed off with him at half time, fucking up with some of what we were talking about to go to the ring. I mean, we come up with this idea that, okay, well, near the end of the match, I'll tag you in and you'll do this drunken suplex that you come up with. Go to tag him, he throws off the apron drunk. I'm like, at this point I was getting pissed off, and then all of a sudden I was, oh shit, he's leaving and he's gonna die. It's the first time I really was around death, and that hit me quite bad. And I was thinking, the boss ain't gonna give me anything after this. I was just trying to get out, but a lot of people noticed that there was something wrong, because I wasn't looking like my old crazy happy self, because during that time I was crazy Dan. Didn't look crazy and happy. I was just like went out and trying to act, and hide the pain I was in, that knowing that this guy's going to die. And sadly, he did. And for that one night, he did not drink at all. The bottle that he had was water. He was drinking it, and he was like, yeah, and fell off, headbutted the turnbuckle pole. To his credit, he fucking really did hit his head. A lot of people see it and think, what the fuck? Most wrestlers would put their hand out to headbutt, to hit it. He took it to the point where, oh fuck it, he's gonna die. Whack. And if you ever hit your head on Popper's turnbuckle pole or metal pole, fucking it hurts. And he did it. And all I can remember was, I knew this was coming, and I turned around and seen him do that, and the way he was just laying on the floor, passed out, I thought, this is not good for TV. Well, it wasn't TV, but I was like, this wasn't good for people watching. And I tried to finish the match, but I let the other people win, even though I was supposed to win the match and be the only tag team champion on my own. But I said, oh, just fucking put me out, blah blah blah, and I rolled out in shock that what just happened. He literally headbutted it. It was out for the count, and I didn't know what to do. I just went complete shock. And then the manager came out and was just like, alright, we've had a serious incident, fans. Can we please leave the arena, or this is Village Hall at the time, can we please leave the venue quickly and quietly? There's been an incident, we need to get an ambulance here and everything. And I was like, good call, but at the same time I just didn't know what to do. I was just sitting there on a little one of the chairs by the side, and I was sitting there thinking, well, I thought we were just planning this as a story to take him out. He literally knocked himself out, and I was scared. And he was rushed into hospital and passed away with, exuding the brain tumour by headbutting that pole really hard. Sad, but it's the problem with wrestling. You think that this person's a dick and he's annoying him, until the point where he just goes, I'm not well, I'm dying. It's fuck. It literally throws you back. And yes, the manager was a dick with me, as normal. He was like, well, for condolence, we'll give you a cruiserweight title match. No, light heavyweight title match. Got a light heavyweight title. Next show, the week after, I got paid a $5, and I was like, I thought champions get a little bit more. And he was like, no, because you're losing tonight. I was like, what? I've only just got it. And he was like, you're $5. Fuck this. I didn't even go to the match. I pissed him off that much. I didn't go to the match. People paid whatever. I got paid a $5 at the other show for having the belt, and then didn't get paid for this show. And he said, well, you're losing it tonight, and then said I was fired. And I was like, alright. Showtime, he comes out. My music plays, nowhere to be seen. And the referee goes backstage to find me, finds a belt and a note. Brings it out, gives it to the announcer, and the announcer It's on the note saying, Crazy Dan has a storyline character, but real person Dan has decided that he can't take this bullshit anymore of the manager telling him what to do, and that he was being fired because they had no storyline for him after this, and they weren't going to pay him enough, and they weren't giving him a cruiserweight title. I just basically wrote some shit and then walked out. Found a big group with this guy who was like taking over an older character, and Jesus, this guy was really good. He played like the Undertaker character, a Deadman character, but he had a comedy side to him, and I was like, okay, let's give this a go. Went in there, and the guy who was running it was, yeah, he was pretty nice. I mean, he was one that had shit behind, shit in other little groups. I didn't know this at the time, but he was running the storyline writing in a little small one that I was in, saying who was winning and that. And I was like, cool. Didn't know that. Just sat there and he's like, well, you went through shit. Why don't we bring that up in your character, that you've been through so much crap in these other little territories, and we'll build your character. Okay. We'll put you through some training as well. I was like, I know how to fall. Come on, I can take pain. Oh, we've got to go through the training for health and safety. And trust me, if you ever go to a wrestler and go, yeah, wrestling's fake, and they punch you, you know why. If you've gone and done their training, it's hardcore. They throw you around, they slap you around, they shout, they scream, they go, fucking do that again, do it fucking properly, and literally it's fucked. But at the end of it, they say, right, you've done all this, we respect you, this is how you gain respect. We have to be bastards here, we have to grind you down to prove that you've got it. I remember one time getting punched by this trainer, and he he punched me, but literally kicked me in the face, and I was like, okay. Same like on that Tough Enough series, if you've ever watched that, where Hardcore Holly, Bob Holly, whatever you want to call him, kicked that lad in the face, and his eye bruised up. I never had that. I just got kicked in the side of the face, and he was slapping the crap out of me, and he was like, I'm teaching you respect for this fucking business. And I shook his hand and said, thank you. That's what you do to these people that have done it before. You just take the beating, learn the respect for the business, shake the guy's hand, then you've gained his respect. But again, a lot of people that were going through their training stuff were like, yeah, it's all fake, we'll throw ourselves around, and they didn't realise how much they were pissing this guy off. And he got to the point where he literally punched him, told him to get out, you have no right to be in there. And I went through that, and I went in to do the proper wrestling, went back on the shows, gained up my experience, became hardcore champion within a month. Had that for about a year. Went on to the next bout, light heavyweight championship. Then the world championship tournament came up. I was like, okay. And they were like, well, you're not ready yet? Hope you know this. And I was like, well, I feel ready, but okay, if you don't think so. I stepped back and went, okay. And this guy was like, come up, and he was like, right, you're not ready, you're not getting it. And then he went to the other ones, he was like, I'm fucking ready, I've been here for ages, I've been showing you that fuck. And I just turned around and then went slap to his face, and he was like, what do you do that for, you fucking dick? I was like, remember the word respect. he fucked off. No, and then when he came out to the ring, he both of us were supposed to lose. This guy won, who I was like fully behind. Everybody else wasn't, but obviously. And he came out to the ring and he punched me for real. And they're like, it's fake. No, he came out, was already fuming and pissed off with me, clenched his fist, punched me one in the face, and I rolled out. That was me done. That wasn't even part of the storyline. That was supposed to happen. I was supposed to have got a few eliminations in there and rolled out, got eliminated myself. No, he just came out, punched me, was pissed off, and he walks out the arena saying this shit stinks and walks out. Never saw him again. Obviously got fired the next day, but then time came on. We had this thing called the over the top rope battle royale. Hell, first ever And I was like, this is the one. I want this one. I really showed all the people in it and all the audience to get behind me. And I was like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to fucking do this. And they made me a surprise entrance. Nobody that was watching knew. Only the owner, storyline writer, health and safety officials, and myself knew I was entering and I was going to win this one. I was really pleased. I was like, fuck, about time. But I was like, never said anything. I just went, thank you very much. Went and waited by the door. And at this time I had like the entrance, like, Sandman, when he came out, with a signal came from the audience. Even before the freaking, what's it done it? The Shield. But anyway, standing by the door, thinking, okay, right, numbers coming up. Getting ready. Nobody knew I was there. And then basically music hits, doors came open, everybody was like thought it was the security car coming through, and when they saw my head pop through it, I was scared, literally. And also, I'm sorry this video is going to be quite a long one, but I am talking a lot of shit. The fucking crowd sees me and it's like, what the fuck? I was scared for my life. This, a load of people start getting out of their seats and coming straight up to me. I was like, okay, maybe I should have just came through the normal entrance. No, like an idiot. Let's go and do that one. And they were all tapping me on my chest, tapping on my shoulder. I was like, am I going to get to this ring at this point? I was like walking down thinking, oh shit, the next entrance is going to come in. I've not even got in there yet. I'm getting pushed. Like, yeah, you're the best, blah. And then, I can't remember. I mean, this sounds dirty and all that. I shouldn't really admit this, but fuck. I can't remember. I couldn't really tell who it was, but I know it was a female because she had a big grin on her face when she did it. Can't remember the life of me who it was, but there was two of them there. Obviously, going through it, everybody's tapping my chest, going, yay. I felt this female type of hand around my crotch, and I was like, what the fuck? I was like, why? Oh, okay, fair enough. Got to the ring thinking, I'm going to get, but I didn't. Got in the ring, battered a few people, threw them around, eliminated a few people, and it got to the end, and I was like, right, they think I'm going to lose. I'm going to make it look like I'm going to lose, and I threw myself out the ring. I managed to do a Shawn Michaels, lying my foot on the floor, but one foot elevated, put it onto the apron, pushed myself up, jumped, done a springboard sort of move, just jumping off the top rope, clotheslined him, made him fall back, and he rolled out of the ring. Just to say, he damaged his neck doing it. That wasn't planned, but he botched, as they call it, the elimination move. We went, cracked his neck on the apron on the way down. So that's my first run as winning that. That was the first big show we did. And then it was like, I got into more doing YouTube, but then basically, cut long story short, I got the belt. I eventually had the big show that we had. They called it the Hall of Kings. Big fucking deal. Got it there, and then kept it for a long time. Then I got into depression, and basically, this is like the second time I juiced myself on a show, and this was like a bad one. I'll explain what happened. I was cheated on by this girl who I thought, being a fucking dickhead as I was, thought, oh, she loves me, yay, we're having great sex and all that shit, and then find out she cheats on me, and then a few weeks later she was sitting in the front row. I noticed her, and I was fucked off because I didn't want her anywhere near me. Got the blade ready to cut. I went down. You're not supposed to go down, but I did, and I got the blade stuck underneath my skin, and it was lodged into my skull. And I went like that to pull it out, and it just gushed out over my eye. I couldn't see a thing. Later, find out that she was shocked and walked away. And I was told that she was crying. I didn't give a shit. She wouldn't cry over me, but they said that she was, and I didn't believe it. But that was possibly, I would say, the most scariest moment in my career of wrestling. The whole blade getting stuck, pulling it out, gushed across the eye. I couldn't see. But like all traditional wrestlers, I continued the match on with all this blood forcing out of my head. And remember just collapsing and winning the match, and then shit went downhill from there. We had a match in the cage that wasn't built very well. I was supposed to grab this guy in the throat, choke slam him through, wrestle him by Crazy Cage. I can never remember his real name. He was a fucking idiot. He had a load of cage matches. We were talking about, right, I'm going to choke slam you through this little square bit that was loose. So you'll go into the ring and then I'll jump through as a frog splash and beat you. Oh, no, tombstone me, And I was like, fuck no, there's fucking drawing pins down there. I don't know why we call them drawing pins, they're thumbtacks. I was like, no, there's once we were on top of this cage, and it was wobbling. I was getting cheaply made, never set up properly, it was wobbling, and he was like, you gotta tombstone me, fuck this choke slam. And I was like, but dude, there's like thumbtacks in the ring, I can't do that, and I'm gonna hurt myself. Fuck it, be a great show. Tombstone, boom, fell through, fucking thumbtacks into my knee. Fuck. Even onto my bad knee, that was the worst, and I went, boom, fell right back. I was screaming in agony because it was into my bad knee. And I just remember thinking, this ain't good. I didn't fucking come to do that to him. And skull first, and he had at least 5 drawing pins in his head. 4 of them came out, 1 was stuck in the middle. Couldn't get it out. Went to hospital to get that last one out, and within the next 6 hours into the morning, passed away. And I was like, fuck. And I had to go out and apologise to people who were going to see him in the next show that he had passed away, and I felt really bad because it was my fault, but at the same time I had to explain that it was against storyline policy. He came up with the idea that I tombstoned him, and we came up with the idea that was written on paper, and we had it all signed. This is when we started to think, right, we need to sign papers, have it all proof dated and everything, that we've done this, me and him actually signed an agreement that I was going to choke, and it says on the paper, choke slam him through the square hole. A lot of people still to this day think that I done it on purpose, and that paper proved it wrong, and never mind. They weren't having it. Cut long story short, I was going for the World Heavyweight title, and I was having fights with the boss, manager, whatever they wanted to call himself, because I wasn't getting paid. I was hurting myself, and I wasn't getting paid. He was getting these other idiots in that were supposed to be, okay, he's good looking, the fans love him, push him, and I was going to be pushed out, and I was like, I'm not fucking having this. I don't know why they're getting paid like fucking 15 quid a week. And here's me being at the world, coming to get a chance at the World Heavyweight Championship, and I'm only getting a fiver, and half the time not even being paid. Got into this big fight with him, and I got fed up, got drunk, let's just say. Came in, punched him on, said, I want my fucking money. Walked out. Went to the show. Went, sorry, I punched you, blah, 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 but where's my money? And he was like, fuck off. You'll get it when you get it. I was like, fine. Went to the match. I hate to admit it, I was inhaling a lot of aerosols at this time as well. I was doing a lot of that at the backstage, and a lot of people were like, why did you do that? And it's like, fuck knows. And at this point, it was during the time where we were touring. This idiot that was done American tour came back and gave me some crack. Anyway, we'll leave it as that. Done a couple of lines, and I was fucking up big time in that, and I was like, given a heavyweight championship, I was out of it, and I didn't really appreciate it at that time. Word got out to one of the other wrestlers that I was going through a lot of depression. I threatened the boss that I would end my life if I didn't have the belt. This guy got pissed off because he was wrestling, but he was out with an injury. Supposed to be given a title, and once found out about that, and then he came back and decided that he wanted a match with me, and the owner was like, "You have to do this," and he's like, "Fuck that, I want to do that." And I don't know what happened after that. He went off. Apparently, he went to the pub, because all I remember him coming back drunk out of his skull, running to the ring after I won the other match, screaming, "You're a fucking idiot, you depressing bastard." And I was just about getting off the alcohol at this time as well, and coming clean off of everything else. He comes running in the ring, pissed out of his skull, saying, "I want your fucking bell," but the manager wouldn't. And he was, you can see in his eyes it was red, and he was drunk as anything. The next thing I know, he's pulling this knife out of me, a proper knife, pinning it against my throat. Talk about scary. Literally pinning it. I can feel it cutting in to here, and there was a bit of blood coming down, and I was like, "What the fuck are you doing, you idiot?" And I was like, "I'm gonna fucking kill you, you fucking cunt, because you fucking ruined this show. You're the champion because you're a depressing addict." And I was like, "I'm over that now." I was like, "Fuck you." And I was like, "You know what? Fucking do it. Fucking slit my throat." And I didn't know. All these words were coming out, and I was like, at this time I just didn't go shit. But now thinking about it, like, what the fuck? And he was just really pushing it in, and then I think somebody in the audience or something was watching, rang the police, because there was like 6 police cars arrived and arrested him. And basically things got worse, money was not coming in, and then all of a sudden we had to close the show, and that was hard for me because I had nothing else to do but wrestling. And the guy, the owner came up to me and says, "We can't afford to do this anymore, we need to shut the show down." I was like, "Why? What was the problem? Where was all the money going?" Later finding out, when he showed me all the books and everything, all the money was going into paying for the rent of the venues. Basically, 2 of the places cost 40 quid an hour, and that really killed us. And we were charging £5 a ticket. Should have been a lot more, but we were like, nah, no one can afford it. He was paying advertisers, he was buying stuff in, merchandise, cameras, batteries for the cameras, microphones, and we never got paid on time never got paid because all that. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, fuck. And we were promised at the end of the show that only we were paying for the rent of the building, which didn't cost much. We were offered 50 quid just for that last show. Still never got paid, and it's 2017. We ended 17, well, we wasn't 17 years ago. We ended wrestling 7 years ago. And I still haven't been paid that 50 quid that I'm owed, so if you're still out there, you owe me 50 quid. I doubt he's still around, but last I heard he moved away with that money. Bastard! Yeah, but we were all promised 50 quid for that show, and I remember the last show very well, and I deserve the money. I put my body on the line for a last show, thinking that we're going to come back again from this. And that was my second scare in wrestling, because I had fucked my leg up completely, and I went for a leg drop off a scaffold. And I'm not talking about 5-10 feet scaffold, I'm talking about 30-foot fucking scaffold. And I went up there and I thought, if this show's going to close, I'm going to go out in a blaze of glory. Basically planning to die right there. Why I thought that, I don't know. Went for the jump. My right leg decided, instead of doing that, to crash down. Went like that. Landed onto my back knee, crushing down, fell back, supposed to win. So I turned to the guy, ref, and was like, get word to him, I can't fucking move. Get him to cover me. I'm pretty sure somebody in the front row heard this because I was trying to say it quietly, but I was in so much agony. I was like, ref, get word to him. And then a lot of people heard it. Not all of them, but a few people heard it in the front row. I was like, get word to him. I can't fucking move. Tell him to cover me. When he covered me, and he was like shocked, stood up whilst I was laying there, picked my hand up, shook my hand, said thank you, and walked out. And then the medics at the back, the people that do all the medical stuff when we've cut heads, something to clear us up, and people that look after us, doctors and that, came out to me, and I just remember just laying there, looked to the I think it was my right at the time. Yeah, right. And I just couldn't feel my leg. It was painful. I was punching it. They were punching it, and I couldn't feel it. And I noticed that this young, I couldn't tell how old she was, young girl in the audience, crying her eyes out. And I felt bad. And then I had a tear come out of my eye, and I was taken backstage and done massaging on my leg and done some work on it. And about 5 hours later, after the doors were closed and everything was packed up, then the pins and needles came in. The blood started flowing back through my leg, and I was like, I can feel it now. And then all the bruising started coming from when I was punching my leg. They were punching my leg, and it's like, I can feel this coming now. And I was like, so there you have it. My second scare in wrestling, and that was the end of the career 7 years ago. And to this day, yeah, I'm still in pain. And yeah, I miss it. Will I go back? No. The show's changed now. You can't go out and have hardcore matches anymore. You can't do the shit that we used to get up to. To be honest, the politics are even worse, and I can't get back into the training. My knee won't let me, and doctors won't advise me to do it, and if I do it, it's on my own fault. But after having that fear of losing feeling in my leg and me being crippled, also the point where I bled so much I passed out, and the other one being I could have had a heart attack. And this was 2005 when Eddie Guerrero passed away of a heart failure. And I had chest pains at this time. So, looking at them three things, I thought, nah, I ain't coming back. I ain't going back in the ring and doing wrestling. I may have a death wish. I may, be an idiot. I'm not that stupid now. I mean, if YouTube fails again and I feel suicidal, fuck it. What a best way to do it. Go and do something you love that nearly killed you in the first place. Don't listen to what I said then. But anyway, to the person that did ask if I would show some wrestling moves with my brother, explanation, I can't because of my injuries, as well as GC Chris can't because his shoulder is separated and he's still trying to get through it and he can't do much. I mean, he can only raise his arm there instead of he can't raise one of his arms because the shoulder's knackered from a fall. And to be honest, GC Chris was not really a wrestler. He never got into that. He was an entertainer like I am, doing racing games, comedy stuff and all that. He never got into the wrestling. Unfortunately I did, and unfortunately didn't work for me, as well as I found a new respect for it, as well as a feeling of let's never fucking do this again. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this hour-long video of me just talking nonsense and shit about wrestling and other shit that was in my past. Hopefully you enjoyed. And for those who still don't believe that wrestling is real, fine. I ain't arguing with it. I've got the battle scars to prove it. I've got the injuries to say it's not as fake as you think. Okay, it's predetermined. The punches are light. So, but the blood is real. The injuries are real. The scars are real. The fights backstage are real. The bullshit politics, they're real. You can't get this. You can't get that. Oh, he can because he's got this look. You can't because you're fat. That sort of shit. That's all real. Blood, I can say to this day, is real. Not in WWE because it's so obviously fake and it's PG. Why would they actually show real blood in a PG show? Obviously they don't. And you can tell by Braun Strowman with the blood in his beard, that was fake as shit. And obviously he was strapped in at the back somewhere where they crushed it, so they already knew what was going on and that. But still, back in the Attitude Era, back in the indie shows, the shows that I did, we didn't have all this PG shit. Yeah, it's a family show. If the parents didn't want to see us bleeding, they can tell their kids to look away. But we've always said, don't attend what we do in the ring, at home or at school, because we already know that it fucking hurts and it's dangerous. You can die from this shit. So, it's possible. No, I'm going to do this. No, I'm not. No, I promised Jeff I wouldn't blade myself again for entertainment for the idiots who still think blood is fake, and because I fucked up. And I would like to say, after the video went off, I think it was the bottom one that had a little bit of blood coming out. Yeah, I like to say I stopped filming, and I'm glad I did stop filming because nobody should see it properly. The blood came out. Let's just say that the blood came out of my head, but it stopped, and I got to it quickly. So don't worry about me. I know what I'm doing, and a lot of people have stated that be careful. People who watch this may do it anyway and do it wrong, and I keep saying, don't. I know what I'm doing. The wrestlers knew what they were doing. Don't be stupid. Don't fucking try it at home. Don't blade yourself. It's not a good idea. It looks good in the ring because we had professional people there to clear us up, to make sure it doesn't get affected, and to make sure that we're safe. You, on the other hand, won't do. You can't go around schools playing wrestling and cut your head with a blade and bleeding in school. You're not going to have doctors. They'll probably phone the ambulance, and then, shit may go down. But for people going, oh, well, I saw Res Dan do it on his channel, they're going to watch my channel and go, well, he did say don't do it at home, so it's your own stupid fucking fault. Yes, I was told never to do it at home either, but I learned how to do it properly. A lot of you probably think, oh yeah, we'll just cut the forehead and it works. No, it doesn't work just like that. You can't just cut downwards because it'll fuck everything up and you'll get everlasting scars like I do on my head. You gotta go across. You gotta go in the groove so when you get wrinkles and all that, when it goes away, it just looks part of the wrinkles. So if you go down, which people have known and seen me in person, can see the scars just going down on my head. But I'm not teaching you how to do it. I'm just showing you, folks, that this is what we used to do in wrestling to create entertainment, to create the colour of the violence, the blood in it, to say it's real. Because fake blood, you put it on and it dries away and it doesn't look revealing. Real blood, you cut, it bleeds for quite a while, and when it dries it's still there, and if you punch yourself in the old scab, it'll come back out. But I don't go around saying to kids, go and get a blade and cut yourself. Don't. It's not a good idea. And for those who do self-harm and use blades, I recommend you not to do it. I've done it and it does leave scars. And comparison to barbed wire matches I've had, it's the same. But I will say this. I've done it so that you guys shouldn't do it. It's not safe. It's not good. It leaves everlasting scars and makes you look stupid. So just in closing this video, for those who do self-harm, I feel for you. I know what you go through. But for the fact is, the more you don't blade yourself in your arm, wherever you cut yourself, the more you don't do it, the more stronger you become. The more that you can say to people that try and do it, just say don't. And to be honest, if they don't listen, unfortunately, not much you can do. But to be honest, having everlasting scars on your arm makes you look stupid. It doesn't make you look good. It doesn't get you help. The only way of getting yourself help is what I've learned the hard way. Doing something you love. That's all you have to do. Fuck what anybody else says. Fuck what anybody else is doing. Do what makes you happy. That's why I'm doing YouTube. Because I can make other people happy by being a complete tit. And jumping around, doing video games, comedy shit. Other stuff that I think won't work, but others enjoy. I make people laugh. I make people hate me. I don't do it on purpose. Viewers hate because I'm different. Viewers love, like me because I'm different. I don't want to say love. Viewers enjoy my content because I'm doing what I do and I enjoy it. And they enjoy it. What makes me happy is making you guys happy. That's what I'm doing. So for those who do this shit, find out what makes you happy and do it. Doesn't matter if you want a girlfriend or fucking boyfriend, whatever. Been through that. It does make you happy. But the arguments and the fallings out, the failed relationships, that makes it worse. Focus on what you love to do, then they will come. And to be honest, the whole problem being famous, you will get a load of girls going, oh, you're fit. Ah! Just be careful which ones you choose. I know I've done mistakes, but I know one that's for sure. But no, relationships do help, being with a girl, but sometimes it can't. I've learned that the hard way by being still lonely and single. I'm getting emotional. Let's fuck this video up. I'm not doing this. No. Anyway, I'll get emotional. By being lonely and single still, but what I find helps is doing YouTube, doing gaming, and whatever. So my advice is find something you love. It could be a stupid thing like collecting cards, collecting stickers, hanging with your mates. I'm Billy No Mates, so I don't have any apart from my viewers on YouTube. I hang out with them, well, through Facebook, social media and that. Maybe one day if I ever get paid for this shit, I might meet some of the viewers and people that were behind me all the way, and yeah, that'd be cool. But making goals in your head keeps you from doing shit. That's what I'm trying to say now. You could be one of these idiots like I used to be, and like movies. Sit there and watch movies. It doesn't matter if the job centre says, go to work, you bastard. Stop sitting and watching movies. Well, yeah, you can go to work, but still watch movies. It doesn't stop you. Because it's what you love to do. No matter what they say, oh, you get sanctioned because you watch movies. Tough. But they won't do that. if you stick to what they say to do and keep yourself happy by doing what makes you happy in your spare time, if any, go for it. Maybe it gives you confidence to get work. I don't know. I'm still unemployed. I'm really hoping this YouTube stuff will blow, and so far it's blowing quite well, and I'm pretty happy the way it's going. Sometimes in the back of my mind I'm like, I wish it would hurry up to get paid for it, but at the same time I'm thinking I'm enjoying my moment right now, and I don't want to get too big like some of them where as soon as you go out in the street they go, oh, you're famous, you're on YouTube, blah, and you get all this crap. No disrespect, I don't take it as crap, but in a way it's like you can't go out your own front door and people going, oh, it's you, oh, give us an autograph, give us a selfie. To be honest, that's why I'm doing this, but at the same time you gotta learn that most of us have a life and we can't just always go, yeah, I'll sign an autograph, let's take a selfie. Sometimes we want a bit of alone time, so bear that in mind whenever I get to 1,000 subscribers, get paid, 1,000,000 subscribers, and you know, me and GC Chris walk down into town, people go, oh, I want a selfie, can we have alone time? Yeah, oh, I'm with a bird, if only, well, maybe, walking downtown, oh, Redstan's got a girlfriend, can you let us have alone time? Nah, just things like that. I mean, yeah, she wants to be famous, but we'll see. Not saying I have one, obviously, but I am chatting at one. I've known for a while and we've not even really spoken or seen each other for 3 years at least. So it's like, yeah, I would mention her name out, but at the same time I'm not sure to, because saying people's names is not a thing. Because you can't just go around, oh, that is meh. A lot of people get a lot of crap for that. But if I can find out something, I'll just name the YouTube channel she uses to comment and like my videos. That will be a bit more better. Right, let me find. No, don't worry about it. It's not that. That's just one of my fans. Well, a YouTuber herself. Basically just posted something, so it's just come up. I've got so many things here. Subscribe. Steve-O, no. I will get to her name before I leave this video. I wish this was in alphabetical order, I could find them quicker. But I've got so many subs. Oh, I've got 80 subs now doing this video. Yay. Let's see if I can find the one. And if I can, well, I can't find You know, it's weird, my uncle's only got Ian Samuels as his YouTube channel. I thought he would be on here as Soul Sounds. Never mind. I can't find you. You were sub to me. I'll just go through the comments. I might find her there. Well, we're talking about fucking long way away. Comments. Ooh! Gonna go too far over now, aren't we? There we go. Okay, well, she's under her real name as well. could be a bit of an issue. Yeah, that's her name on YouTube. Oh God, she likes my videos. Yeah, we haven't spoken for like 3 years. We're chatting, seeing how things go. That being, I didn't really want to put the name out in this video because it's like having her associated with hot wrestling videos. Like, okay. Someone I really get on with that makes me smile every day, and that's the main thing that you want in your life. Someone that makes you smile, something you want to do that makes you smile. She's that way. I call her Chantel. No, I don't. She's Chantel. I leave the surname out, but I've always got on with her. Never had an issue with her. Yeah, I had a fancy for her, still do, and that's why it's helped me talk to her a little bit more. And it took me a while to open up, and I said, so we're going to see how well it goes, and I still do. I mean, I can't help it. She is lovely. And she's been through a lot as well as most of us have, and I respect the hell out of her so much. That's why I care about her, fancy her, and I really would do anything for her. That's the main thing. And she wants to be famous on it, so okay then. Chantal, I named your name out on this video. Enjoy. Anyway, ignore the facial expression. I'm not, making it a bad thing saying your name out on the channel. I just didn't want it associated with this video. I would have said it in another video or a shout-out video, which I'll be doing after this. But still, yeah, she's a good person. She makes me smile every single day. Every time there's a text, which she did this then, a couple of miles back. I don't know why I said miles. A couple of moments back, so I've got to get to reply to that message. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed. Leave a big thumbs up on the video if you did. Subscribe if you haven't already. Share us on your social media. And we'll catch all you, the Gaming Bro fans. I didn't swear, so don't worry. The Gaming Bro fans and Chantel in the next video. Ta-ta.